welcome to episode number 110 of my POA podcast, Black Hand and Beyond. I'm your host, Kent Rourke. We're coming to you live from beautiful Enid, Oklahoma at Jackson's Auto Family. And this is Studio J that I nicknamed this about 5-6 years ago now. We've been doing podcasts for 5 years, POA podcasts, but we were doing some experimental stuff during COVID. Before that, Shane Jackson and I were. And then Shane had this little extra finance office, the backup finance office, turned into a studio. I'm the backup finance guy here at Jackson, so I moved into the other finance office, which makes sense because when I'm there, the other guy isn't. So if you ever come and visit, it's not a real big room, but it's cool. We even got a green screen in here, and we can seat about 7 people in here. I can change the lights in the back, purple, whatever color we want, lavender, whatever you want to call it, and all the way to yellow, reds, and stuff. So I'm wearing a Ram shirt tonight. I didn't work today, but I was cleaning my closet all day. I'm usually off on Wednesdays. That's why I moved the show to Wednesdays, because we've been getting off a little earlier our night before. So it just made sense to move the day to Wednesday. But for years we did this show on a Tuesday. So hopefully everybody's finding us. We already have Jan, Dean, and Denny here, so that's cool. Dean and Denny both have babies in this contest tonight. So as I alluded to, this is episode number 110, and this is the 4th annual Cutest Baby Contest. We have 23 babies we're going to be talking about tonight, showing a picture of all of them, talking about their names and registered names if they have them. Some don't even have nicknames yet. I know it's a little early. It's only June, June 4th, but you know, I had to get it in sooner or later, so I could almost have an early and a late one like they used to do with some fraternities, you know, junior and senior fraternities. But it's a cool episode. It's one of the most watched. Usually people like to see these babies, and I understand you can go on and see them on Facebook anyway, but I actually have a judge that judges these every year. It's been somebody different all 4 years. It's somebody I know usually pretty well, but it's been, like I said, different person. It's never been a POA member. And it's sometimes they're not even really big time horse people. They're just, they love horses. Some of them have more experience than others in horses. Some just really like horses. So take that in mind when you're seeing the placings tonight. It's all for fun. Just like when you see 4 judges at a show, 3 or 4 judges, like at Congress, 3, they might be all over the place. Well, this is totally objective. I mean, it's it's a cutest contest. So it's got nothing to do with confirmation or anything like that. So, and again, it's not me that's judging it, and I don't even tell them anything about it. They see the pictures and they know the numbers, like this year 101 all the way to 123, and then they tell me how they like to place them, and then usually I get a couple honorable mentions. Like this year we have 3 honorable mentions we'll be talking about too. So I'm waiting for the audience to kind of gather here, so I'm stalling a little bit. But why I do have a captive audience, I should have some people watching. I know 3 already said hello. So I just want to say, I'm going to keep the podcast going, but we're not going to go as much as we have been. Like, I'm not going to try to do every week. That's really hard. I'm going to slow down a little bit. I think 110 episodes. I want to thank everybody that's supported me in that. I'm not patting myself on the back, but it is hard to get in here sometimes and get this. If I had a right script for this, it'd be really tough. But I just want to thank everybody that has supported all these podcasts over the years, and everything that I do to help support POA and help remind people of the history, keep the history alive, and try to promote the current deal. That's why it's called Black Hand and Beyond. So I am going to start a new project this fall. It's going to be more of a traditional podcast that will be recorded and edited. There won't be pictures with it. It'll just be me basically talking. You won't see my big orange jack-o'-lantern head on the screen. You'll just hear a voice, and you'll hopefully get to see that or hear it on regular where you get all your podcasts. And that's going to be about horses, not POAs. There will be one episode about POAs, but I wrote a book right after I wrote Spots Included, Legendary Sires of the POA Breed. I wrote a book that went to Stillwater to the same publisher. He made a deal with me to publish it. I was going to get paid for it and everything, was just cool. And then he didn't like the photos And it took 2 years for us to try to get the photos figured out. And then, of course, life just happens, just like tonight. Sometimes we have 40 some babies. Last year I think we had 30 some. The most we've ever had is like 42 or something. That's a good number. I shoot for 40. But, people write me and say, life happens. And I get it. Life happens to me, too. So this book's been in my garage all these years in galley form with a cover that the guy came up with, the editor came up with. So I decided, instead of trying to publish it, because books are they're still around, but podcasts are much more popular now. I'm going to rip those 25 chapters into at least 25 podcasts. And there'll be different topics about things, famous horses, and there's some books out there like that already, and there's a lot of information. But just like I say, the POA will be one of the episodes, and then of course there's a lot of stock horse stuff because I love stock horses. But Hamiltonian will be one. That's not stock horses at all. That's standardbred, and how different breeds like the Missouri Foxtrotter, Tennessee Walker, they'll all have their own chapters. The Budweiser horses, the Chinnatique ponies, Marguerite Henry and some of the stuff she made famous. So I think that'll be a cool podcast, and that'll be a chance for thousands or hundreds of thousands of people to watch it. We have a niche market here, and again, I'm thankful for every single person that takes time to watch us every time we have one. So without further ado, let's get our 4th annual Cutest Baby Contest going here. And that's our nice logo we got up there. And then I'm going to show, we got to show our winners from the past. So last year's winner was Casey from Jess Drishkata in the Pony Farm. He was the winner last year, that smiling baby. And then Porky was the winner of our second contest. That's Jocelyn Seehafer laying there. We altered the picture in the back a little bit after the contest, not during the contest, but made a poster out of it like this. Of course, Joz is growing up now to be one of our premier riders in the POAs. And there she is, a couple years younger than she is now with the little baby Porky. So that won the contest that year. The judge seen it that way. And then our very first inaugural one, Milkshake from Andrings, Berry Sweet Acres. He won it, and of course he had a blue wall behind him, and there was a bucket, and that was a very tough competition that year. And we took the blue wall out, and Melissa and I laugh about that a lot. You'll see a blue wall again this year, and which is very cool to me. And but anyway, he was our original winner. So that's our 3 winners so far. And tonight somebody's gonna join in the Cutest Baby winner. So I'm going to go here and start pulling them up. So just bear with me here while I scroll. And thank you for everybody that wished Monica and I a happy 11th anniversary. That was on Friday. And I joked with Monica. I said, last year we went to Disney World for our 10th anniversary, and when I woke up this time on Friday, I walked up to her. I said, wished her happy anniversary, and I go, last year Disney World, this year Taco Bell. But we did end up going to Texas Roadhouse, which is right across the driveway here from where I work. So that was, I think she was happy. So again, tonight's sponsored by all 9 or 10 people that sent in babies, 23 babies by about 10 different people. And counting Andrings as 2, because Sophie sent in 1, and then Melissa and Tim sent in 2. So I count them as 2. And but the show's also sponsored, like as always. Come join the family, Jackson's Auto Family. I sold a beautiful dually yesterday to a great man. We've been friends for a while. I've sold him cars before. I've never sold him a truck. I've sold him other things like Durangos and stuff, but we've just never quite had the truck here when he needed one. And I went to Paola. I didn't, but I sent drivers to Paola, Kansas to get this nice Cummins, and we brought it in here, what we call a dealer trade. So that was cool. So anyway, here we go. Here's our babies for tonight. Let's get all this stuff off. And let's make sure we're on the right one. We are. I forgot we're starting it out with the blue wall. So, so here we go. I hope everybody's got the popcorn made. We're going to go fairly fast tonight. I'm going to go through all 23. Going to mention their barn name or nickname, and then their registration name if they have one, sire, dam, breeder, owner, stuff like that. Leave the picture up there for a little bit, move on to the next one. Once we get through all 23, then I'll go back and do the 3 honorable mentions, and then 10th place on down to our champion, and our 4th annual champion will be crowned tonight. So, but right now we start out with entry number 101, and this is Wonder, and his registered name will be, or the registered name will be Berry Sweet Wonderland. Sire is RPR's Impulsive Superman. Of course, he's multiple everything, that stallion. And then Dam is Berry Sweet Endeavor. So this is pretty cool. 2nd generation Berry Sweet, I believe, Melissa. If I'm wrong, correct me on that. But that's pretty cool already, 2 generations. The breeder is Sophie or Melissa Andring. And the current owners are Sophie and Melissa Andring. So there you go. There's Wonder, our first contestant tonight. Looks like he's taking a little snooze. I say he, it might be a she. I keep saying every year I'm going to put filly or colt, and some people put it on there for me, and some just by the name I can tell. But on Wonder I can't tell. But Melissa's on here tonight, so is a she. That's good. She just said, she wrote a minute ago, is a she, LOL. Okay. Entry number 102 tonight is Liza Ray, and the registered name is going to be How About Them Cowgirls? That's a great name. Sire is R.Y. Major Endeavor. 2nd time we've heard Endeavor already tonight. Dam is I'm a Impulsive Flatliner. And the breeder and owner, current owner, is Robin Krogman. Thank you, Robin, for entering this one. And if I accidentally say consigned or lot number, excuse me. I read pedigrees for so many years that I was used to saying lot number 1, lot number 2 at the, most of you remember me in Des Moines doing that. So if I say lot instead of entry, that's my roots. I apologize. So another look at Liza Ray. This is a filly. Another one resting in the straw. So, you know, we had a run a few years ago of, and last year, the Smiling Baby, Casey, Lucchese was his registered name, part of his registered name from the pony farm. And he had the wide mouth open and the giggling baby, you know, smiling. And we had kind of a run of babies with their tongues out and smiling. And this year we have a few of those, but we also have, I think, 8 or 9 of the 23 are laying down, as you're about to see. So a lot of tired babies this year, but it makes for cute pictures. So keep in mind, this is a cutest contest. So, and it's, you know, whoever's judging one judge whatever they think is cute too. So here is entry number 103, and this is Remy. Doesn't have a registered name yet. Sire is SLS, Awesome All Night. Of course, a history-making stallion, grand champion as a baby and a yearling at the Congress. Dam is Z Chocolate on the Rocks. And the breeder and current owner is Lori Gregory. Remy. It's a good name, good picture. In the notes, I always write like, so I can match it when I remember it. This year I memorized them again pretty much with only 23, but here I'd write gorilla or whatever, boy squatting down, hay bag, I'd write, or like on Andring's blue wall, you know, and someone with a bay mare with 1 sock, bay mare with 2 front socks there, you know, or I'll put mama, I won't put mare in my notes. So that's kind of funny, just internal stuff. So, all right, so that's Remy 103. Now we move to entry number 104. And this is another one from Minnesota here. This is Sassy, which is Berry Sweet and Sassy, will be the registered name by their young stallion Super Cool, and out of the Appaloosa mare Made of Copper. And this one was entered by Tim and Melissa Andring. They are the current owners and the breeders also. And of course, they're Berry Sweet Acres in Minnesota. They had the very first winner of the Cutest Foal contest, Milkshake. So here is Sassy, entry number 104. And I was impressed this year. I realized this one's cut off a little bit in hip there. Can't see the tail and everything, but that's okay. It's still a cute picture. But a few years there, I had to crop things. There might be, like one baby over here, another baby over here, a goat over here, and a wheelbarrow and a water hose. Not from Andrings, but just from anybody. And I remember that working on the sale all those years for almost 20 years, being on the sales committee and going to those meetings every year. And we'd say, too bad we couldn't crop the picture. Well, now you can, but none of these were cropped. These were all how they come into me. So, and again, I think the qualities went up over the last 4 years. People are taking more up close pictures and getting better pictures. So, okay. Entry number 105 this year. We start the Wendy Zastrow, Jordan Ashbrenner section of the podcast now. They entered 8 babies this year, which is wow, when only 23 were entered. Thank you guys so much for always supporting my projects, be it this every year with mini babies or the stallion showcase, stallion roster I have at the end of the year, which is another big episode, sometimes 2 episodes. We have so many stallions, and they always put 1 or 2 of their stallions in there. So thank you guys for that. So entry number 105 tonight is Cherry, and the registered name is HGF Cherry Bomb. Of course, HGF stands for their Hidden Gem Farm up there in Wisconsin. The sire is their senior stallion, Clay Hill Lazy Loper. The dam is Guns and Real Dynamite. And, of course, the breeder and current owner is Wendy Zastrow and Jordan Ashbrenner, Hidden Gem Farm. So another baby. He's not snoozing, but looks like it's getting ready to. It's a filly, and Jordan put filly or colt on all her entries too, so thank you so much for that. So entry number 105 is Cherry. We move on to entry number 106, and she puts the names on the pictures too, so that helped me a lot. I might have to make that a requirement. Now, that might be tough. It'd be tough for me figuring out how to get that on the screen and getting it sent. So number 106 tonight is Tilly. This is another filly, and her registered name is going to be HGF Glow Loper Glow, LGO, and then Loper, and then LGO. So that's cool. Sired by Clay Hill Lazy Loper again, and the dam is AKA Lucky Number Heaven. We've talked about her on the podcast before several times. The breeder again is Wendy and Jordan, and they're the current owners also, Hidden Gem Farm. So number 106 is Tilly. We move on to entry number 107 tonight is Bob. Of course, this is a colt, and his registered name will be HGF Legendary Loper. His sire is Clay Hill Lazy Loper, and the dam is Gunneret's Legend. Breeder and current owner is Wendy and Jordan. And like all these babies, if they're available, a lot of these are, contact these owners. If you've seen them on here, I'm not getting a kickback or anything, but it'd just be cool if I get a text from somebody or an instant message down the road that says, hey, so-and-so seen Bob or seen somebody, Tilly or somebody on here, and they called us or sent us a message. No one calls anymore. Send us an email or a text or something, a message, and they bought it. So just let me know if anything like that happens, because I know many of these are available. Okay, so that was Bob. Now we move to number 108, and this is Dahlia. Registered name will be HGF Color Me Lazy. Clay Hill Lazy Loper, once again, is the sire, and the dam is another AKA mare, AKA Time and Again. Wendy and Jordan are the breeders and current owners, Hidden Gem Farm up there in Wisconsin. So this is one I put Palomino mare, white sock, but I think it's the only darker baby like that in the competition this year. So, of course, this is a filly. So this is Dahlia, and this is entry number 108. And there is a list, if you want to go look, there is a list of the last name of every person that entered, and with their the baby listed just as the barn name. So, and if it doesn't have a name, it's no name yet, even on a barn name. All right, let's move on to number 109. And as I do that, I'm going to look and see. It looks like we have some more comments here. Jordan. Bob is making his way up to Canada, which is pretty cool. Okay, Bob's already sold, so he's not available, but he was. So I can't take credit for him selling, but thanks for that update, Jordan. As we're looking at your next entry tonight, number 109, and this is Leo. Of course, he's a colt. His registered name will be HGF Chicks Love Lopers, love spelled L-U-V. And again, Clay Hill Lazy Loper gets a lot of business up there in Wisconsin. They breed a lot of mares to him. And then the dam is Eagles Smart Lily. Wendy and Jordan, again, breeders and current owners. And so that other one, Bob, will have a different current owner. She already set up in Canada, so that's cool. These things change on the fly, of course. So I started collecting these entries about 2-3 weeks ago. So entry 109 tonight, the Bay Colt there, Leo. We move on to entry 110. Now this one really is tired. This one is taking a nap. Entry 110 this evening is Peanut. This is a filly. Registered name will be HGF No Time for Lopin'. Sired by Clay Hill Lazy Loper. The dam is Whiz Chick in Time. And again, the breeder and current owner is Wendy and Jordan from HGF or Hidden Gem Farm. All curled up in that nice straw. That's what I'm going to do after I get this podcast done tonight. I'm going to go home, eat a little dinner that my beautiful wife Monica is going to make for me, and then curl up in a nice bed, not straw though, and go to sleep. So that was 110, Peanut. Thanks again, Jordan, for putting the blue names up there. That's helped a lot. Okay, we move on to entry 111, and this is Patrick. He is a colt. His registered name will be HGF Duns A-Blazing, and his name should let you know we've moved off the Loper section of HGF, and we're on to their junior sire, and his name is HGF Dunsmoke and Dynamite. You've seen him many times. He's grown up basically on our POA roster. He's been on there since he was a yearling, I think. The dam to Patrick is HGF Stellar Loper. So we have 2 generations going here. Both sire and dam is from Wendy and Jordan, and now the colt is Patrick. And again, of course, they're the breeders and owners, Hidden Gem Farm. Number 111 tonight is Patrick, looking directly at us, giving us the attitude, saying, "Pick me, I'm cute." Okay. Entry number 112 will be our last HGF baby tonight, and this is Whiskey, and this is a filly. Registered name will be HGF Moonshine and Dynamite. Again, sired by their junior stallion, HGF Dunsmoke and Dynamite. And the dam is another Eagles mare, Eagles View Grayson. Wendy and Jordan are the breeders. Wendy's Astro and Jordan Ashbrenner, and the current owners. So we have Whiskey from Hidden Gem Farm. This is 112 tonight. I hope everybody's enjoying the show so far. We're a little over halfway with reading off the babies and showing all the pictures. And then we'll go back and look at the pictures. You'll have to bear with me as I scroll through because I don't put them in order. Somebody could catch it then maybe. These are just random. How they came into me is how they're on the show tonight. So that's why if somebody had a baby born late, they might have entered one early and then they entered one later because it might not even have been born yet. We'll talk about that when we get to that one. So, all right, moving on to 113. Entry 113 tonight. Hasn't got a name yet. This is from the Dammons in Iowa, and it's a Chocolate Never Lies, and Dream On is the dam. And Dream On's checking her out there. Newborn baby. If it was a newborn baby contest, this one might be in the big time running. Plus, it's got a purple bucket, but I'm not judging. But if I was judging, that purple bucket might sway me a little bit since that's my favorite color. No, I wouldn't do that. But and you guys are seeing these pictures in color. I got them printed out with the description, some of them in black and white. I figured out how to do that this year and with the comments. So need the name and is available. Yeah, Dean just put that. I was picking on Dean as I always do because he's a great guy, and I really like Dean Damon a lot and his whole family. They've done a lot for POAs. through the many, many decades they've been involved. And but he sent his 2 babies in this year, neither one with names, nicknames or registered names. And I said, well, I'll call him Clint 1 and 2, Clint Eastwood, for the man with no name, if you're old enough to remember those spaghetti western movies. But anyway, this is entry 113. Somebody look up its pedigree. Of course, again, it's Chocolate Never Lies and Dream On. Chocolate Never Lies is their young stallion from the pony farm. I think he's doing a good job there. So we'll move on to number 114. Dean did give me captions. He didn't give me names, but he said staying dry under the feeder on this one. And the last one, he said, what did he say? Newborn filly meeting mama on the outside. Was his caption on that. So since he doesn't have names, I'll give him time with these little captions. So this one is Chocolate Never Lies, and Just the Sweet Tart is the mother. And hopefully that's not a typo, and it is Sweet Tart. And both foals are eligible for the Dutton Rewards. Contact Dean to find out more about that. So I guess Dutton's probably the name of Chocolate Never Lies. That might be his barn name. But again, guys on here, all the people that watch this, send Dean a message tonight and name these babies for him. Maybe he'll take the suggestion. So just get some barn names at least, instead of some yard names, instead of hey you under the feeder, come here. So anyway, thanks Dean for always supporting all my projects. We move on to entry number 115. And this guy's looking at the camera too like, hey, you better pick me. And this is Derby. He was born, I believe, on Kentucky Derby Day. He was foaled on 5-3, first Saturday in May. And the sire is the Golden Ticket. And the dam is Smooth Liberty. And this colt was bred by Terry Thorson, and of course is owned by Terry Thorson. And this one probably is available too. So the Golden Ticket is a young stallion that Terry has there, well-bred stallion. Up there in Iowa. When I say up there, remember I'm down in Oklahoma now. I'm not in Minnesota anymore. I've been in Oklahoma for about 16 years now, almost 16 years. So entry number 115 tonight is Derby. We move to entry number 116. The last one was 115, so 116. And this colt is Jet. I know you've seen this colt a lot on Facebook, but thank you, Tracy, for entering tonight, Tracy Coyle. This colt's registered name is Wendy's Black Label Whiskey, but she said he runs around all the time, so she named him Jet and as a barn name. Sire is Wendy's Man in Black, and the dam is CJ's Jasmine Cookie. And, you know, this one will probably mature small. Not all Tracy's do, but sometimes she breeds them to mature small. Much needed in our breed. We need a lot of good quality small ones. We always have, but especially at the 14 hands, we need the smaller ones. And I know this one is available as well. She wrote it on there, is available. So may mature small. So number 116, Jet. Entry number 117 is Scotty, and this is Wendy's High Voltage, and the sire is Wendy's Man in Black, and the dam is Done Dirt Cheap. I think I'm going to listen to some AC/DC on the way home tonight. So even Man in Black is Johnny Cass, but Back in Black is AC/DC. So High Voltage is an AC/DC song, and Done Dirt Cheap is. So I like all those names, Tracy. So Tracy Coyle again entered this one. And she had about a bunch of pictures to choose from, and she went with this one, laying down. And I didn't tell her that a lot of people sent laying down pictures, but that's fine. It was just kind of the theme this year. This one's outside on the grass and not on the straw, so it makes it a little different. And so again, this is Scotty, entry number 117 from Tracy Coyle. Okay, this is entry number 118, and this is Pika, P-I-C-A. We had a couple Pikas when I was raising ponies. We had a Pikachu and Peekaboo Street. Anyway, this is Pika tonight in 2025, and she is, let's see, barn name is Pika. Registered name pending is Unzip Me, sired by the great broodmare sire, legendary POA stallion, My Lucky Zipper. He's helped POAs a lot. And then the dam is Diamonds Are Shameless. And the owner and breeder is Kendra Swanson. So Maya and Kendra Swanson sent this baby in. Another one laying down, kind of looking at us. Doesn't look tired. It's looking at the camera too. We got a lot of attitude this year. A lot of them are looking at the camera saying, "Hey, pick me." When I say attitude, I mean good attitude. Something like sassy. So this is entry number 118, and again, this is Pika. Thank you, Maya and Kendra, for entering this one. We move on to another Andring entry. This one I was joking with Melissa and said you need to nickname it Deadline because it was born the day of the deadline. This is entry 119 tonight, and the registered name is going to be Berry Sweet Huckleberry, and they're calling him Huckleberry or Hucklebutt. And of course, they may call him other stuff as he gets older. So, Chocolate Never Lies is the sire. So this is the third Chocolate Never Lies tonight, and RT's Last Chance for Gold is the mother. The breeder of this one is Dean Damon from Iowa, but the current owners are the Andrings, Melissa and Tim Andring from Berry Sweet Acres there in Minnesota. So he looks pretty good I know his ribs are showing there, but he's literally hours old in that picture, I believe, because the first picture she sent me, he was still wet. The mare wasn't even up yet. And she said, "We made it. We made the deadline." So that's funny. And that was just Saturday. This colt was just born Saturday. This is Wednesday. So he ain't even a week old now if we had a fresh picture of him from today. So entry number 119, Huckleberry. Okay, let's see. Denny, my colt, he is full brother. Okay, we're going to get to you pretty quick, Denny. Unfortunately, you're at the end tonight, but that's fine. You got in, so. And there we are. Denny just commented, and here we're starting the Bruton section now. We have 4 babies left to talk about, all entered by Philip and Denny Bruton from western Oklahoma out there in the Panhandle. All 4 of these babies don't have any names, but I'll tell you their pedigrees. The Marquee Kid is the sire to this one, and then Cool Without Effort is the dam. They name their stuff Cool usually, or Cool is somewhere in the name, and that is Kuel, not Cool. You probably remember Philip winning a big check with one of the Cool POAs. I think she mentions it right there. Cameo Spots Are Cool, I believe, is the Palomino that has won some national titles. So this is their first baby here, Pretty Bay out in the pasture. Again, this is entry 120 tonight. We move on to one of its pasture mates. Oh, got the tongue sticking out. This is 121, and this is another one entered by the breeder current owner, Philip and Denny Bruton. This one just says Philip Bruton, but the sire is Cool Diablo, and the dam is Salty Secret. And this is a colt. Again, no names yet. Denny's busy out there with a bunch of ponies and raising kids and ponies and stuff. And if you want to help her out with some names, I'm sure she's got names picked out eventually from pedigrees. She likes her pedigrees too, like I do. So, but this is entry 121 from the Brutons. We move on to entry 122. And again, this is entered by Dalton Bruton, their son. The Marquee Kid is the sire, and Ike's Cold Boogie is the dam. Got a nice buckskin there, looking back at the camera. And this is a filly. Denny did put that too, just like Jordan does. Denny put colt or filly. So let's see, the first one was a colt. That bay colt looking at us, he had his tongue out too. This one doesn't have his tongue out. First one of the 3 Bruton babies not to have the tongue out. So entry number 122 tonight is this guy right here, or girl, this girl right here. Okay, last but certainly not least, the 4th entry from the Brutons, breeder current owner, Denny Bruton. And this one again is by the Marquee Kid. It's a colt, and it is out of Shiners. Elza. I'm sorry if I screwed that name up. I thought I had all the names down tonight, but I've been practicing. So especially last names and some of the mares' names sometimes can be tricky if I'm not familiar with them. So that is our group of babies tonight. This one you're looking at currently is 123. Got another no name, but that's all right. Cute baby. Don't judge the babies by the names. Judge them by their cuteness. So, all right, we're going to go find the honorable mentions. So just bear with me on that. I'm going to take a drink while we finish up looking at the last one here. So I'm going to take my picture off. I hope everybody's having fun, enjoying this show. We're a little over a half an hour into it, about a half an hour if you consider I talked for 5 or 6 minutes about other topics to begin with. Yeah, I don't know how to say her name too. Well, that makes me feel good. If I would have studied it longer, I maybe would have pronounced it better. But hopefully I did close, Denny. Hopefully I did the mayor justice. So thank you for everybody watching again and all the comments. We're going to find our first honorable mentions now. Okay. All right. Tonight's first honorable mention is number 117. And that's Scotty. If you remember Scotty from the list, let me pull it out here. I apologize for the sound of the papers rustling. But again, this is Wendy's High Voltage. I made the joke about AC/DC, Tracy Coyle. And of course, Tracy's a very good photographer, so she has an advantage in this, but that's fine. She's, she works a job too. So, but even if you send in professional pictures, there's nothing against that. If you had somebody snap pictures, and paid somebody to do it. So there's not in the cutest baby rule book about that. So, but this baby was saw by the judge as the first one as an honorable mention. Scotty, number 117. Okay, and then we go to 118. Right here for another honorable mention. The judge mentioned a lot this year. They said about eyes. They told me different things, but they gave me reasons, and I said, this is an FFA. You don't have to give me reasons. You know me, sometimes I'm a smart aleck, but they gave me reasons anyway, and I enjoyed it. That was cool to hear their opinion on the cuteness and why or why not. So this one was entered by the Swansons, by Maya and Kendra. This is Pika. Pika, entry number 118. You got an honorable mention tonight from the judge. Okay. We're going to cruise around here and go to, we got to keep moving here. Let's see. Oh, I went by it. I'm not trying to tease you guys. There we go. Our third and last honorable mention tonight is Dahlia, and this is entry number 108. This was one of 8 babies entered by Wendy and Jordan. Of course, Wendy's Astro and her daughter Jordan Ashbrenner from Wisconsin from Hidden Gem Farms. So this is Dahlia, enter number 108, entry number. I'll get it right after the 4th or 5th time. All right. Now, let's hear. We are now entering the top 10 portion of the program. All right. Let's see how the judge saw it. So, we'll keep looking at Dahlia for a moment. We'll put me back on here now. I'm done taking a drink, so. You're welcome, Jan. Thanks for always supporting most of the stuff I do or everything I do and being a avid watcher of the Black Hand and Beyond podcast. Okay, we're moving to in 10th place tonight, this year, is Dahlia's stablemate. This is Bob, entry number 107. Colt with an ear cock there and the tongue hanging out. The judge just liked the way he was looking off there and the pretty eye. So 10th place tonight in the 2025 Cutest Baby Contest on my POA podcast, Black Hand and Beyond, is Bob, entry number 107, again from Wendy and Jordan, Hidden Gem Farm. And we move on to our next one here, we're going to go find number 9. Number 9 will be, let's see, I believe it's that one. Bear with me again as I pull out the... Yep, 9th place is a no-name baby, but it's by the Marquee Kid and Cool Without Effort from the Brutons, Philip and Denny. So this pretty bay, again with the tongue sticking out. I'm starting to see a trend here, but 9th place this year is entry number 120. Don't call him 9th place. That's not fair because, you know, he's number 1 in the hearts of everybody. So, all right, let's see. Now we got to go this way for 8th place. We're going to head back up this way. And this one doesn't have a tongue sticking out, but it's a cute baby laying down. This is Cherry, again from Hidden Gem Farm. Of course, they got 8 in here, so you may hear their name a lot. What's the math there? It's not quite 50% out of 23. Somebody can do the math, but they had a high percentage to get in the top 10 in honorable mention, and they're doing it with their cute babies. So this is Cherry, and Cherry is your 8th place cutest baby this year in 2025. Congratulations, Cherry. We move on to 7th place. We need music while I'm doing that. I'll just hum a little bit. You can't play much music because of copyright, so otherwise I'd have it in the background. Uh-oh, return of the tongue sticking out. Entry number 121 is 7th place tonight. Another Bruton entry. Cute colt. Salty Secret from Western Oklahoma is the mother, and further Western Oklahoma, this colt's born by Cool Diablo. So, Secret Diablo. No, that'd be a good name. I don't know. Anyway, that's 121. Congratulations to Brutons for entering the 7th place colt. We move on to the 6th place colt, and I don't have to go far to find that one, as it's this guy right here, entry number 123. Again, Brutons, they entered 4, so they had a good chance too. The Marquee Kid and Shiners Ezla, or however, Ezala. Somebody that's really good at names. Ezzela. She may be a quarter horse, I'm not sure. Is she a quarter horse, Denny, if you're still watching? I hope you're watching, because one of your colts just placed again. You had back-to-back, 7th and 6th. So entry number 123, another colt from Brutons, is your 6th place colt tonight. All right. Moving down the list, we have now entered the top 5. As soon as I get his or her page out here, and it will be a he. I think we'll go this way. I don't want to tease anybody. Did I go by it? I went by it. There he is. So in 5th place tonight is Patrick, again from Wendy and Jordan, HGF Farm, HGF Duns A-Blazing. And the judge just really liked the cute eyes and how he was staring at the camera. So he's a pretty newborn baby in that shot, I'm sure. Let's go over and see if we got any comments here. Jan's comment. Denny said yes. Okay. All right. So congratulations to your 5th place entry tonight, which is entry 111, Patrick. All right. 4th place. 4th place will be pretty easy to find. And I'll tell you why in a minute as soon as I find it. let's see. Not there. There. Okay. Entry 104 is, or let's see. Entry, no, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. Don't get mad at me. Luckily, it's still in the same family. Entry 101. That's why I said it'd be easy to find. I knew what I was doing. Entry 101 is your fourth place. The first baby entered this year was Sophie Andring, entered Wonder, Berry Sweet Wonderland. And that Blue Wall has won this contest before, and I think it was reserved once. Well, this year it ended up fourth, which isn't too shabby. So congratulations to Andrings. Again, they entered 3 altogether. Melissa and Tim, and then Sophie and Melissa are the owners of this one. Sophie sent in Wander is the name of this baby, Berry Sweet Wonderland. Fourth place this year. Congratulations. And I can't wait. We need to do a review show, because 22, 3, 4, 5, let's see, 22, 23. Yeah. So the 22s, they're already 3 years old. We could do a review show. That'd be cool. Where are they now? Where's the cutest babies now? Maybe that might be some ideas for the podcast down the road. What do you guys all think of that, huh? Yeah? All right. Wander's first title, yeah. Fourth place. Libby, he's not the champion, but yeah, he's a nice colored ribbon in a big class of 23, right? So he'd get some big points. Fourth place out of 23, so... All right, thanks for commenting. Okay, let's move on to third place. I'm going to pull the sheet out while you're looking at Wander here. Third place, we got to go up the road a little bit here. Oh, this one's, I like this one. Again, I didn't judge, but this one's cute, sleeping, little bitty baby, fresh straw. This is Whiskey, entry number 112, and Whiskey was picked third tonight. Again, this is Wendy and Jordan, Hidden Gem Farm. So it's going to be HGF Moonshine and Dynamite. It's either pending or will be registered that. And Whiskey's the barn name or nickname. So there you go. That's for sure. These babies are all cute. This year they were all cute. Some years we have some maybe that's you can really tell some are way cuter than others. This year I thought it was pretty tough. I thought they were all across the board and had a lot of cuteness going on. So, all right, we now move to our runner-up, second place. Okay. We just got to move down the road here. Again, they entered 10 or 8 babies, so in a class of 23, they got cute babies, but Wendy and Jordan have the second place baby tonight. The judge saw entry number 110, Peanut here, all folded up as the second cutest picture in the group of 23. Peanut will be HGF No Time for Lopin', and that's a cool name for that picture because she's definitely not loping there. She's dreaming of loping maybe. She's dreaming of jumping, possibly. She's got those knees up by her ears, and she's all folded up again in the nice straw. So you guys must get a good deal on that because all your stalls are freshly bedded. A good operation up there in Wisconsin, Hidden Gem Farms. Thanks again for entering 8 babies, and it paid off for you because you got a lot of airtime tonight, which is cool. Okay, now without further ado, well, maybe a little ado because I got to go find him. We're going to name our champion. Do we still have a lot of people watching? Jan said great idea on the reunion show. So did Bonnie down in Florida. Said great idea. Well, I respect both those ladies' opinions, so we may have to do that. I may have to go back and contact the owners of the ones, the breeders and stuff that entered them in 20. I didn't do one in 21. I wasn't smart enough to think of it in 21. And then in 22, I got the idea. So that's why 22, 3, 4, and now this year 25 is our 4th annual. It could have been our 5th annual, just like it will be our 5th annual Stallion roster stallion showcase coming up in December. We will do that show for sure. Okay, we got to move up the road here to our champion. We're going to play some music. Well, this is a beautiful picture. We all know that, and we've seen this on Facebook a lot. And the judge actually told me the rearing part of it wasn't what they picked. They love the color and the chocolate dark color, they called it. You know, I know it's maybe smoky black or whatever, but in all the 6-panel and all that stuff, pattern 1, EE, all that. But the judge doesn't know anything about that. The judge doesn't know any of those and didn't know this baby had all that or whatever, and it don't matter. But I like the pose. You know, it looks like like Hi-Ho Silver or something, or the Rock Ridge Stallion on the cover of one of the Leopard Capital, you know, place, the Money Creek Farm. They had a stallion rearing like this on the cover of their sales catalog one year. But anyway, your champion tonight in first place is Jet, and the registered name is Wendy's Black Label Whiskey, and sired by Tracy Coyle Stallion, Wendy's Man in Black, and the dam is CJ's Jasmine Cookie. This is the one she said she thinks will mature small, and he's got the jets. He does the zoomies a lot, so you know, he's got his stablemate out there, pasture mate Scotty. He's loud colored as well, but Jet stole the show tonight, and he is available. Again, she thinks he's going to mature small. Number 116, I know Tracy entered one a few years ago. I think Domino or something like that was his name, a pretty black baby, and he was reserve, I think, was second. And this year, she won it with Jet, Wendy's Black Label Whiskey. So congratulations, Tracy, for that accomplishment. Great choice, but they all are cute. That's right, Jan. They all are cute. And like I say, if I judge these, you know, I'm not going to, because I'm the creator of this and the host, and you know, but if I was to judge this, I might judge it a little different. I did really, when I seen this picture, I knew 9 out of 10 judges would probably pick this picture just because of the way, and it's a cute baby, of course, cute picture, but it was very interesting when the judge told me they liked of course, the head and neck and stuff was cute, but the color was so cute and the pattern, and I'm sure the rearing up didn't hurt anything, the pose. So, yep, love them all. Thank you, everybody, for entering some very cute babies. Tracy, your check will be in the mail. I'm just kidding. There's no check for this. So I wish if I had more sponsors, I could give prizes, but it's tough. It's tough. So just trying to survive in the car market. If you guys are interested in a dually or a sports car or just any old car, I got all kinds of cars out here. Kias, I don't know what. I have a bunch of used cars too, not just Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, but we can always ship them to you, and I have people coming from all over. I've sold to Arizona, New Mexico, of course, Minnesota because of my roots, different places, and we've went as far as the East Coast. We've flown to the East Coast to pick up vehicles, and we just went to Kansas to get a truck. So if you guys are interested in a truck, I'm wearing my Ram shirt tonight. Usually I got a polo shirt on. I think this is the first episode ever of the 110 episodes that I wasn't wearing a Jackson's polo shirt or some type of polo shirt with a collar. And this is actually a button-up shirt that we had a promotion going a few years ago with all the sponsors with Ram Agriculture. So, all right. So I was waving goodbye to the cleaning crew, but I'm also waving goodbye to you guys. And again, we might have more people watching tonight, so keep in mind about my future podcast I'm going to have. It's going to be more of a traditional podcast, not like this. This is a Facebook Live deal, which is really cool. We get to see people comment and stuff, see all the pictures. I can interview people, but I still can interview on a traditional podcast. But this one, it's hard for me to get it out because it's live. And then Monica puts it on YouTube, which now we have to because I lost the bingo episode. That's the only episode out of 109 so far that's not on YouTube. There's 108 on YouTube. This one will get on YouTube this week. So there'll be 109 out of 110. But Meta or whatever, Facebook, they deleted our bingo one within weeks before I could get it. Monica could get it on there. So most of them are on there. But my next project, the horse podcast, probably be called American Hoofbeats. And it's going to be a regular, where it's recorded. It won't be live. Then it'll be edited. It'll be my voice, basically. I may have some special guests that were pre-recorded and edited in it. But it'll be on Apple or wherever you get your podcast. It'll be a traditional podcast, so you can download it, and hopefully a whole bunch of people see that. Of course, I'll brag about POA on it. I might even say POA is a sponsor, even though there won't be any money involved, and Jackson's Auto Family will be a sponsor as well in that. So wish me luck on that future one. I got to get some judging done this year first and some other things, and then we'll do that probably this fall. So look forward to that. And I'll still keep this podcast going, but maybe, once a month or so. We got some big shows coming up. The Midwest Regional in Iowa is going to be really big. They really worked hard on corporate sponsors, and they got a lot of money donated, so they have some really nice awards. Big show, as always, the Midwest Regional. Since I've been a kid, that's always one of the toughest shows. Of course, the East World's coming up out in Indiana. It's always a tough show, one of our premier shows. West World is coming up in late June in Kansas, Lyons, Kansas, and it's connected with the Mid-America this year, so that would be a cool show. Lyons is a very cool facility. I've judged up there many times and been there a lot. And as I get more cards, more club cards, breed cards, I'm hoping to get to Lyons pretty much every year, because they just had a Palomino show there. They have app shows there, and they said this is one of the biggest shows they've ever had at that facility, at the Celebration grounds there in Lyons, Kansas. So, of course, there's a whole bunch of other shows coming up too, and we'll talk about Congress in the future when we get there. So the Rocky Mountains coming up pretty quick. So I'm flying for the first time to judge a show. I'm leaving a week from today, so I'm very excited about that. I've flown, of course, in my lifetime many times, but I've never flown or been paid to fly to judge a show. So I feel, very fortunate for that, and just another rung up on for my judging career. So. All right, guys. Well, thank you for letting me ramble and talk about stuff. Again, congratulations to Jet and Tracy Coyle with Wendy's Black Label Whiskey is your champion tonight, and you'll be seeing his picture. Will be the cover of the POA history page for a while, celebrating him and his big win. He's the 4th annual winner, and here he is. Right there. So again, congratulations to him and everybody that entered. Congratulations for just entering. I know life can get in the way of things, just like I can't do a podcast every week. It's hard to even just send $5 in and send out the forms and stuff. Next year, I'm going to make it a little easier, I think, and there won't be a form involved. You can just type it with the picture and send an instant message. That's the quickest and the easiest. So again, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for everybody for who entered this, and all the cute babies out there. Can't wait to watch them unfold and grow, and see you guys down the road. I'll probably see some of you at shows before I see you on the podcast again, but we'll probably have one in late June or early July. The Congress, I'll be at the board meeting like one day, and then measuring the next day, and then halter is on Friday. So I'll be pretty busy there, and then I may not be at the rest of the Congress. I have some family coming into town during that week, so I'm going to be pretty busy showing them around all the sites here in beautiful Enid. So the salt plains and the caverns, and there's a lot to do in this part of Oklahoma, just not look at the wheat fields. So all right, everybody, see you next time on my POA podcast, Black Hand and Beyond. I'm Kent Rourke. Please enjoy the song. Good night, everyone.
My BFF is a POA. We go together like PB and J. It takes talent, it takes brains, stitching us together with a set of brains. Don't get down with just a saddle up. Set out to win a ribbon, but the whole run up. All of the partners and potentiality.
family.